Jovians, hop in your TARDISes. You're listening to another episode of Doctor
What? But Bill isn't a girl's name. What?
Bill's a boy's name.
What were they thinking?
Why does the Doctor look different this week?
Why did he get old?
What? Did he go to the beach that makes him old? He's a time traveler. He doesn't even get old. Do you think that when the Doctor regenerates and he realizes he's old again, do you think he's a little disappointed?
He just pulls out a gun. Oh, for fuck's sake.
like Matt Smith goes to Peter Capaldi and he's like, well, now I got my joints are aching, my back hurts, I've got wrinkles, god damn it.
Whatever, I only know the vaguest amount about the fact that they, wrote out the regeneration limit at some point recently, but I'm just imagining, yeah, that's what's gonna happen in the next episode that comes out, is David Tennant looks in the mirror and he's like, what the fuck? I was already
No, it's the other way around. David Tennant was such a beloved Doctor, he wants to be David Tennant again. He's like...
But then he trips and he hits his head and he dies. He gets up and he's some old white guy and he's like, not again.
He's just re-rolling over and over again till he can get
me playing RimWorld.
He's he finally regenerates. He's 7 feet
gotta get
tall.
one who's good at cooking. Come on.
He's super buff. He's super handsome, and he's so excited to start this run. And he walks out and he gets hit by a car, and he regenerates into an old 99-year-old man.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Not again.
I love this idea.
Just waving to the car. Excuse me, can you get me again, please?
The Doctor playing a roguelike with his life is such a powerful... he gets his TARDIS upgrade, and he's like, okay, well, this will make my later runs a lot easier now that my TARDIS is a little bit better.
Yeah, also, I watched the episode a few days ago. I don't remember what this one meant.
We didn't introduce ourselves, by the way.
Yeah, you do yours.
I'm Jordan, and I was told there were going to be elephants.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't remember why I wrote this down, but I wrote that I'm Lord Samuel Elephant Sutcliffe.
Definitely, for all the 2 seconds that there was an elephant on screen, I was really into the fact that there were elephants on
There was an elephant. I feel like I was referencing something else, but I don't remember what it was.
I'm referencing the hit Season 8 of Game of Thrones, much beloved.
This is Series 10, Episode 3, Thin Ice, written by Sarah Dollard, directed by Bill Anderson. I have a weird... I don't even know if I'd call it a fun fact. I have a weird fact.
A neutral fact.
I looked at the episodes that we've been rolling. We've almost exclusively rolled episodes 3 and 10, I think.
I was thinking about this when we were watching this. This is our third time watching the first episode where the Doctor and the companion go on an adventure through time.
Right, it's weird.
We keep getting this happening. It's very odd.
Here, I wrote the numbers down. Let me see if they're interesting enough to read.
Is this interesting that you're going to say... No, I'm going to veto this. We don't need to just have you reading a list of numbers. I think the least interesting thing about the show is our distributions of episodes.
No, you're wrong. I'm verifying. It's 2s, 3s, and 10s is what we keep getting.
But we've also only done 11 episodes of this podcast.
That's a lot of episodes.
It's a lot, but it's also not
that many. A lot of podcasts
many.
don't make it this far.
So this is our first outing with a new Doctor and a new companion. We've got Pietro.
Nope. Stop it. Stop it right now.
Pietro Capaldi, I think. No.
You're actually wrong. Interesting that you said "I think" because that means that I can tell you that you are wrong.
What's his name again? I can't remember.
It's Peter Capaldi. Fuck off.
And he's the 12th Doctor. And then we have companion Bill Porter Bridges.
Bill Potts. Not Bill Porter.
And she's played by Sam. Played by
some actress.
No, give me the name, please. I'm sure you have it down.
Wait, are you waiting for me to pull it out? Because I don't have it written down.
Well, that seems like a lot of
all right,
I
got it.
Don't look it up. You should know it.
But I don't. Pearl Mackie,
and starring Matt Lucas as question mark. Who the fuck knows what this guy's up to?
I don't know what the hell was going on when he showed up.
I think he might be a robot. Like, that's my best
that's
best
just
read
Matt
of that.
Lucas.
Yeah. Okay, so backdrop for this episode. Well, okay.
Backdrop for this episode is that I'm getting over COVID.
And that's cool because this episode's all about coal.
This episode is all about going to large public gatherings that might kill you.
So, literally fastest quick draw. They walk out of the TARDIS. Bill says, "Where are we? No, wait. More importantly, when are we?"
That literally happens this time. It's the first thing that happens.
It's so. She doesn't. One of these days, we're gonna get an episode where the companion actually says that, and this is the closest we've gotten so far. But actually, wait.
She
what am
said
I
it.
saying?
I was just like,
she does.
She does actually.
Sorry,
she did say it this time.
What? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Every time I said it, they've actually said it in the episode.
Okay, sure.
Sorry, but yeah, they're in London. It's icy. The River Thames
1814
is completely frozen over. And people are out here walking on the river with elephant. There's an elephant on the river.
Personally, I wouldn't go on a frozen river with an elephant.
I was looking at wikipedia.com/frost fairs of London, which apparently occurred during what was a time known as the Little Ice Age, where the global temperature got a lot colder.
Yes, but also, this was, and sorry to our thousands of British listeners, I've never heard of this either. These apparently dated back to the 7th century.
They've been going out on these frozen rivers, and this was obviously before they had invented common sense. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen?
And before we abolished it.
I think it's very funny that, like, you watch this episode and you say, these ice fairs seem pretty sketchy, but also, like, 99% of this episode is about people getting pulled through holes in the ice, so it's like...
So I was right.
I was
also,
right the
there's
whole
a sea
time.
monster that really existed.
I think that the episode should have ended with, instead of what the doctor did to help those little orphans, I think it should have ended with him abolishing ice fairs. That would have saved a lot more lives, I think.
I did do a little cursory research, and yeah, these frost fairs, they would happen a lot of the time. They wouldn't always happen. The river wouldn't always freeze over to the point that you could walk around on it and play games and such and go bowling and stuff. But people did die in these. Like, the ice would thaw and you would fall in and die.
I mean, people died a lot of times in the vampire times. They would die walking down the street. They'd get crushed by, like, a carriage and die.
I'm just saying,
don't know what your problem.
If you told me, hey, do you want to go to the circus? Every day the ringmaster pulls out a gun and shoots one lucky audience member in the head and kills them.
If you're gonna listen, and I think this is fun for now times because we're talking about social gatherings where people risk death.
I know, right?
And I think it's very poignant. But, like, listen, when you go out, you go to a concert, you might get trampled. You don't know. It happens regularly, every day, every time. That's what I've come to understand. See, I appreciate when you start watching this episode and they go to the ice fair and all the activities that they are doing are like, ice slamming, get your ice slamming here, stomp on the ice. And you go, wow, these people
dropping
really
hot coals on the ice here.
These people are really asking for it. But then you watch later and you see, oh, I see. They are, there's a reason.
Someone's asking for it.
Someone's asking for it. So, where are we? When are we? We got that.
If nothing else, I think we can all agree that if you were on the frozen river and they bring out the elephant, you'd be like, "Excuse me, can I not? Can I not, please? Can I go? Can I get back onto the ground, please?
Can we do this? Bet you can't do this on concrete." And I say, "Yes, yes, yes. I would really prefer it if we did do this on concrete, please."
Can't help but do this on concrete. I didn't like. Okay, so this is our first meeting with Capaldi's 12th Doctor. I liked him. I liked
him a lot. I thought he was a weirdo, and I think if I have to draw, and I know that everything is 7th Doctor to me because he's my favorite, but if I could draw comparisons, I think he did get a little bit of that 7th Doctor. He's a little bit professorial. Is that a word? Did I make that word up?
Professorial? Professorial. Cereal.
He's always eating cereal. And him and Bill do have some, like a kind of mentorial, professorial relationship. She's like his student. So that also...
He also has a fucking office that I guess is his...
I want to know more about the Doctor's office.
I want to know about his office that we see at the very end of the episode.
I liked his office. And also, the first thing we see of Pietro Capaldi is he's like in Harry Potter movie when like Voldemort's wearing a cool hoodie. He's like that was he's just out here wearing like a hoodie he got from Old Navy. He hit up the Uniqlo and he got one of those, like, it's called, like, a utility jacket or something. That's what he's wearing. He's very stylish in that way, and I didn't like it. I wish he was wearing... I thought he was going to be wearing something zany. And
once he puts on his 1814 suit, I'm like, oh, thank God.
He looks great in the 1814 suit, and I think he should always be dressed like that, is what I'm saying.
So he's weird. He's not just weird, but he's like he feels the least human of any Doctor I think we've seen so far.
He kind of gives me the vibe of like a time-traveling con man. There was a bunch of stuff in this episode about how he's like steals and cheats and lies and forges papers.
Bit of a sneaky bastard. But
I dig it.
The first thing that he really says I didn't approve of, which is because Bill is like, why are we not home? And he's like, well... The thing about the TARDIS is you don't really pilot it so much as you try to reason with it. But she's a bad girl.
Oh, he's so horny for the TARDIS.
This man wants to fuck his TARDIS, and I didn't care for that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever... I don't know if the Doctor being horny for the TARDIS is ever going to come up again. I
just remembered also, last time when we rolled this episode, we... read on Wikipedia that it was praised for its handling of the topic of racism, and we said, oh good, another one?
Well, okay.
It's not an episode about racism.
It's not an episode about racism. I would also say that the handling of the topic of racism goes as deep as one character saying racism exists, then the topic is largely ignored for most of the episode until one horrible villainous man is racist. And I guess what I would say is I think that the episode is not worse off for people not being racist at Bill. I don't think I necessarily wanted that out of this episode.
No, I didn't either.
But I don't think I would watch this.
But I did get it.
I don't think I would watch this episode and take away that it was like, wow, they really did they handled the topic of racism well in this episode. It's more that they ignored it until they wanted to use it to make a guy look evil.
I thought there was one good part with regard to that, which was when they first step out into the town. There's a line from Bill where because Bill is black, for the record. That's how this comes up, is that the Doctor is like, oh, let's go look around at the fair. And Bill is like, okay, but it's 1814 and I'm black, so slavery is still legal, and I don't feel great about that. Little British history fact. We don't need to get too into the history of slavery in England, but they abolished the slave trade in 1807, and they didn't abolish slavery for 25 years after that.
They were just like, we're not going to sell. It's like fireworks.
You can't. It's illegal to sell people. It's fine to own them.
It's legal to own people, but it's not legal to sell people.
You just can't get them. You can have them. It's none of our business how you get them. Okay, so... Oh, this is interesting.
This is a weird part. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, before we get into it, I want to address this topic a little bit more, because what happens is the Doctor, they're like, hey, we're going to go to this fun ice fair and have a great time, and nobody's thinking about how dangerous this is, except Bill says, excuse me, look at me, I'm black, is this going to be a problem? And then the Doctor says, no, go dress up in a nice dress and it will no longer be a problem.
Go to the party city that we carry around in our TARDIS, where Dan the Man will one day get a pirate costume.
Is putting on a nice dress all it takes? I don't know.
I don't know either, but
this
does bring up a true thing, which is that history is a lot less white than it's depicted as.
And I think this is a really
good thing. And she says that. She goes out to the fair and there's plenty of black Londoners walking around, and she's like, oh.
I know this is I think this is a big point of praise that I have for Doctor Who, showing, a multiracial history. And I also am aware that this is a huge criticism that shitheads have about Doctor Who, where they're like, there were no black Roman soldiers, and there extremely were. There were a lot of them, actually.
I mean, I feel like as we're recording this, just a few days ago, a tweet went viral of some, fucking Roman statue avatar Twitter person AI generating a buff white Buddha.
Oh, that's been going around for a while, though.
Oh, I just saw it the other day.
But it is very funny. I do love the white muscular fucking Marvel Comics Buddha.
Also, I think, doesn't the Doctor say something? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah,
about
yeah.
Jesus,
Bill is
right?
like, oh, this era is more black than I had been led to believe, and the doctor says, so was Jesus. He would know.
He would know because we
fucked.
know that he was there on when Jesus did Easter or whatever.
Whatever it was. We'll never know.
Oh, can we talk briefly about the theme? Because I actually really liked it. I thought it was. I was
kind of 50-50 on it.
I think weirdly, maybe this is controversial, for a show about time travel, the motif of a clock is never, ever, ever used. So 12 doctors in for them to be like, whoa, a clock! I kind of dig it. And I thought the music was kind of like, it bridged that gap between 1960s shitty synth that we love and a little bit high production value. And I think it did a good job. It did better than Jodie Whittaker's. I don't think I like it as much as 9 or 10, but I liked it a lot. And we see a shot of like Peter Capaldi's eyes, which was so ridiculous.
Oh,
and
I don't remember.
Did you not
that.
notice the gaze? It was great, and
I'll
it made me think
again.
about Seventh Doctor winking at us, and I fucking loved that shit.
I missed the Seventh Doctor winking at us. I do want to say, just so we're clear, the TARDIS wardrobe that the Doctor references, that wasn't a joke. He actually tells Bill, like, go to the wardrobe, it's got whatever you need to put on. So that is
I thought I
canon,
brought this
apparently.
up as saying, maybe they need this more. And I'm kind of split between it, because part of me is like, shouldn't they always be using this? Shouldn't they always be dressing up in period clothes? But also, I don't know, I don't think they don't always need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, the budget of this show, let's be reasonable.
Yeah.
So we see a guy like drop some stuff off the bridge by accident, and it like hits the ice, and some of it like sinks down, and we see a big sea monster is. We
see a big
bridge.
fish. We see what I would refer to as the sea devil. Maybe this is where the sea devil, big fish monster went. Was to London.
Oh, the Krog Wagwa.
Yeah, the Shai Halud. Yeah,
whatever it was called.
It was like, well, better go to London now. And then, oh shit, I got chained up, damn it.
This is the worst day since the last big day that I had in series whatever.
The Sea Devils, I thought they were nice.
So
the Doctor and Bill are gonna go to the ice fair on the ice. There's like a little adorable urchin girl who's like, "Oh, you want tuppence for a ticket to the ice fair, Gav?" Mm-hmm. The Doctor puts his hot top hat on her, and he's like,
okay. I love this though, because Bill is like, we get the sense that this is probably like their first big adventure together through time,
right?
And she's like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God!" Like,
am I gonna butterfly?
Is it possible
myself?
I might unwrite myself from time if I bump into somebody? And the Doctor jokes like, "Oh, that's what happened to Pete. You don't remember Pete? He was just standing right next to you a moment ago." And she's like, "That's not funny." And he's like, Pete would agree with you. There was no Pete. Probably.
I kind of like.
I mean, maybe there was. Maybe we'll roll series 10, episode 2, and Pete will be there.
Pete trutherism. I kind of like whenever the Doctor is completely like, calling attention to the fact that the rules of time travel do not apply to this show, and that you shouldn't. It's very much in Mystery Science Theater, you should just repeat to yourself, it's just a show. You should really just relax. Like that's
which is so funny, because there are other Doctors, like famously 11 in The Beast Below. Our first episode was like, "Look, but don't touch. I am just a tourist. Never interact. Never get involved." And now this Doctor is literally like, "Bill, fucking don't worry," because Bill is like, "Oh, is it okay if I take this flyer from the little girl? Because what if she was supposed to have one more flyer, and we weren't supposed to give her 5 pence or whatever?" And then the Doctor's like, "Fucking don't worry about it." He just like, he takes a flyer, he gives the girl a bag of chestnuts, and puts his top hat on her head. He's like, "Look, it doesn't matter. Nothing's gonna happen."
I dig it in the sense that the Doctor, in the most literal sense, in this episode, rewrites history. And it just doesn't matter. And I think that the show is better off for it, always.
Yes. So
we get a bunch of scenes of like Bill having fun at the ice fair, and like there's a
I like that the Doctor
swallower.
mentions that he comes to the Frost fairs all the time.
I mean, what else is he gonna do? He's go on adventures and watch people die all the time. You gotta
just
take
watch
a break
Jesus
sometimes.
get resurrected over and over. We should. I don't remember if we mentioned this is historically the last Frost Fair.
Ah, was it 1814? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of ice unfriendly activities. We see like wrestlers slamming themselves in the ice, and the show is paying attention to like we get shots of underneath the ice, all the people like walking on it, and the ice like, whoa, the ice is gonna break.
Oh, I like the doctor's line because they're watching the wrestling, and he's like grumbling to himself like, wrestling, you can't really call it wrestling if it's not in zero gravity with tentacles and magic.
Was the doctor eating a dick, by the way? Like a big hog on a stick? Was that what he was eating?
I think it was supposed to be like blood sausage or something. Bill was really grossed out by whatever
like
it was.
A hog. Because
he was just eating a condom.
He was eating a big dick on a stick. Yes.
He was eating a big dick on a stick.
And,
dick on a stick? Dick on a stick?
Dick on a stick? We got this for our flash mob. I can't say that. I'm sorry. So then we get a scene once again. 12th Doctor, and I hope they continue to lean into he's a cheat, he's a liar, he's a thief. There's this like a guy who, if you were grew up in like the beginning of the Simpsons shit era, the phrase "pie man" will activate your neurons like it did to mine.
I don't.
Here we go. Here he goes. Hey, let's go. Do you not remember the Pie Man episode?
Remind me of the Pie Man.
This Homer becomes a masked vigilante.
Oh, Christ.
And Mr. Burns makes him like his personal pie prank monkey or something.
Oh, was that the Prank Monkey episode?
No, I'm mixing this up. But he did make Homer try to pie the Dalai Lama, and then there's a joke at the end where the Dalai Lama can fly. Remember that?
Ugh, I was really disappointed, by the way, because we're going back to the Yaz rule of the episode is only good if the companion gets to do anything.
Yeah.
Even though that's not.
It's not that the episode is good. It's just is the companion allowed to have an impact on the plot?
Yeah. I was really let down because one of the first things that they do at the fair is Bill does some bowling, and it's like, aha, pub bowling champion 10 years running or something like that. And I was like, she better bowl someone over to win the day in the end. And she could have. They could have done a thing where she like rolled a bowling ball at Lord Sutcliffe when he's trying to kill everybody.
What the fuck are you talking about? Is this a joke? I can't tell if you're doing a bit right now.
What part?
The part where you were hoping that Bill's bowling skill was gonna somehow resolve the conflict of the episode? Is this a
Not
joke?
resolve the conflict, just I would like to see it come up again.
You wanted Bill being good at pub bowling to have an impact on the plot of this episode of Doctor Who. Can you please tell me that this is with sincerity what you were hoping for?
I'm not saying the episode fails because it doesn't happen. I'm just saying it would have been a fun little thing.
Not everything needs to be a setup for a later plot point. Some people can just be good
I'm not saying it did need to be. I'm just saying if it had, I would have been like,
I see. It was foreshadowing for when she
Isn't the point of a TV show like this to make me go,
oh yeah, what do we call them? What moments? What moments?
What is that?
I don't remember. It was something I said in an earlier episode. But the point is that we can just have a detail about Bill being good at pub bowling, and it's fun because she's back in the 19th
It is fun,
century.
and I do like it. I'm just saying, if
Not
she
everything
had
needs
thrown
to
a
be
bowling
conflict.
ball at Lord Sutcliffe and broken his leg, I would have said,
Not everything needs to be conflict
I'm
resolution.
not saying it needs to be. I'm just saying it would have been a fun little thing. I'd say.
See what? Graham to resolve all of his problems by driving a bus? Yes, actually, never
yes.
mind. Yes, I do.
He literally did in the Rosa episode.
Totally right. He did not, though. He did not. Well, I guess he delivered.
No, he
a bus,
did. They were only able to win the day because he drove the bus.
I'm going to like gaslight our audience into thinking that Graham was the racist bus driver, and that was how they.
No, but he does drive the bus.
There's literally a plot point in this episode positing that maybe a character could be a racist time-traveling alien, and it made me really happy because they were
oh my god, if it had been Brumbo.
Because they're like, no human, no alien would ever be this racist. Little did the inexperienced spring chicken of a doctor not ever factor into the fact
that would have been a hell of a thing, though. A hell of a payoff for something that wouldn't happen for like 3 more years of real time.
I'm gonna get my revenge by undoing the civil rights movement. Anyways, okay. So let's see. There's a scene in a pie shop with the pie man who's doing a game where if you flip a coin, you win a pie, and
if you fail, then you also win a pie.
You win a pie, and the
that
doctor's like,
not as good. I didn't quite understand what this was supposed to be.
It's got diarrhea in it. The doctor is like, oh, I want to learn how you do that rigged coin flip trick. Which, okay, and he says he fresh caught his fish himself. There's
That'll come up later. The doctor, and when it comes up later, I'll say, the doctor, by the way, he is like, don't be offended. I'm not calling you like a son of a bitch. I'm saying you're a very good con man, and I respect it, and I'd like to learn your trick.
I want to tell you that I could steal anything from your pie shop that I want. Theoretically... And then he gets kicked
I'm just
out
saying
of the pie
that
shop.
the coin flip will come up again later, and when it does, what am I going to say?
Wow.
I'm going to say,
I just hate this is a dangerous precedent, Sam, because literally this thought process that you're carrying is like, this is what Moffat's Doctor Who is. It's just,
Okay, but if they went to a carnival,
to be a payoff to a setup.
If they went to a carnival together, and Bill was doing the like cork gun thing, and she wins a big teddy bear, and she's like, "I'm really good at shooting with guns." And then she doesn't shoot anyone in the entire episode. You wouldn't say, But
that's a completely different skill set. That's like, okay, well, if a character is good at shooting guns, then there's probably a reason for it, right? But like, what? I hate
You're gonna feel so fucking stupid when we get an episode where Bill throws a bowling ball at somebody and kills them.
I know that, like, you're half joking here, but like, I literally hate so much this trend where everything needs to be like, oh, we have to take in all the details. You have to pay attention because one day Bill is gonna roll a bowling ball at a guy, and it's gonna be a callback to the. It's like. Can't TV shows just be about the characters?
No, I get that, but they are in the location where the bowling balls are.
And, like, can't we as a viewer just enjoy learning things about the characters? And does everything have to be a setup to a payoff? Can't a lady in an eye patch just be a lady in an eye patch in a
Shut
wall?
up.
Can't that just be disconnected from the rest of the plot? Okay.
Well, that one, no.
The doctor stole a pie.
Shut
this
up.
will come up later. Shut up.
You have to mention something very important.
Oh yeah, they see a bunch of lights under the ice.
There's glowing lights under the water, swimming around under their feet.
It's really funny to me that, like, nobody notices the lights except for when they do.
The doctor has always said that humanity is very good at not noticing when there's lights under the water.
Man, I keep thinking about it, like, fuck, the 7th Doctor would be so good in this episode, though.
This is what we're saying, though, is the Doctor is like, he's like, look, I'm a con man, too, like, I bet you that I could steal anything from your shop, and the guy, like, pushes him out the door. I do love that we see the Doctor literally go sliding out the door on the ice.
It's so good. I fucking love
And
that
then he
shit.
just takes off his hat, that he got another hat at some point, and he's just like, check it out, Bill, I stole a pie.
He's good. I like this guy. I like that he's a little bit morally dubious. And we're going to get into that morality even more. We're going to get into that morality a lot in a way that I have some thoughts about, but largely I am approving of.
Also, at this point, Bill is like, Doctor, have you noticed that there's lights under the ice? And the Doctor's like, I was just waiting for you to finish having fun so we can investigate that. Thank you.
See, I actually kind of dig the relationship between Bill and the Doctor in this way of, like, a lot of the times, and I always think of this as kind of Holmes and Watson to me. Like, there's one guy who has a very big brain, and he already kind of has the whole thing under control, and he knows what's going on. And then he's there with the guy who, or with a person who is sort of along for the ride. Or, are they kind of mutually partners in the situation? And I think that there's a lot of interesting things about how much is the Doctor letting the companion act. And this is something I always hated about Sherlock, the show, is like, for Watson and Sherlock, it's not at all. But I think when you have this relationship where the Doctor is literally like her mentor, that kind of irons it out a little bit, because he's like teaching.
Oh yeah, he
things.
Literally says at some point, like, "I'm your teacher. It's my job to teach you."
I think that fixes a lot of things where it's like, well, yeah, of course he's gonna wait for her to notice this because he's trying to teach her a thing, and I like that. I think it works a lot better than just like, I'm the Doctor, and here's an idiot that I have along for the ride who I will just, like, showcase
hey,
how
don't
smart
talk
I am
about
to.
Dan that way.
Like, yeah, he's deliberately keeping her in the dark because he wants her to notice a thing, and that's cool. I like that. That's a good way to keep their sort of disparate power levels on, they're kind of have that in an interesting way that works a bit better.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about this Doctor's age?
Oh my god, it's over 2,000. What happened?
Seriously though, what happened?
That comes up later. There's a bit more to get to, but
meanwhile, a drunk guy falls through the ice and gets eaten.
Whenever people fall through the ice, they leave behind like the whatever piece of their clothing or prop is like most emblematic of who they are. Like it's either their signature hat.
This guy with his propeller beanie falls into the ice,
like
and the beanie floats down next to him.
A drunken fairgoer, and he leaves behind his bottle to show that he was drunk. And it's like, oh man. Okay, so then we get a scene where this girl, her name is Kitty. And she goes, "Oh my god, have you seen me doggies ever?"
That's ironic.
And then the Doctor's like, "Well, if you have a little brown dog, then why is the leash a giant leash for a giant dog, and it's also a white dog?"
Not very well thought out, I will say.
Idiot.
But yeah, again, he's just like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna rat you out. I love lying to people and tricking them.
Crime. This Doctor loves crime.
I love crime. Look,
he's so cool."
If I always told the truth, you wouldn't have to trust me. And her partner in the con,
his name is this motherfucker named Spider.
He's like a 7-year-old boy named Spider.
He's so little, but he's got such a hard name.
Well, for now, he steals the sonic screwdriver, and they manage to get away after the girl kicks the Doctor in the shin. There's a little argument here between Bill and the Doctor over why it's called the sonic screwdriver, which is very silly, where she's like, "How is that thing a screwdriver anyway?" And he's like, "It's a screwdriver in a very broad sense, okay?"
It's sonic. It makes a noise. Oh, I want to say, like, the only things that we see the Sonic do this week are that it unties a rope and he uses it as a fucking flashlight.
He uses a flashlight. Also, does he untie the rope? I think he literally just makes it make a noise.
Oh, I think you're right. I think you might be right. I think he uses it to attract the fish, maybe.
And then he uses it as a flashlight, which I guess he must have installed in the 1,000 years that passed between seasons.
He just learned something about himself. He's like, oh shit, this makes a light?
Holy if you push this button, it turns a light on. So they managed to catch up to the kids, but the boy, Spider, he slows down because he notices the lights on the
and they
ice.
Start like circling around him.
Yeah, and he ends up falling through the ice. And
this is horrible, by the way. Like,
oh yeah, this kid is. We watch him get eaten. Dead.
We watch a child die, and the way that it happens is like his arm is sticking out above the ice, holding the Sonic, and like the Doctor just manages to snatch the Sonic screwdriver out of his hands.
Now that's the question: does he just manage to snatch the Sonic screwdriver back?
Is he trying to save the boy? Or
does he only try to get the screwdriver back?
I kind of think he was only trying to get the screwdriver, but either way, we do see a child die, and I was
this kid die.
I was waiting for the everybody lives moment of this episode where it turns out the fish is like, nope, that kid's dead. That kid's
even like
dead.
In The Beast Below, the little boy who fell to his death at the beginning actually survives.
Yeah, no, that kid's dead, and the Doctor and Bill watches it, and the Doctor watches it, and the
Doctor also we should mention that when the kid falls through the ice, the spinning lights seal the hole up behind him, so they can't even like reach in. And yeah, he grabs the screwdriver and he's like, "Ah, shit. Well, we got the screwdriver back. Let's get going." And
Bill's gone.
Bill is like, "What? What do you mean? Let's go?" And he's like, "What?" What do you want to do?
He talks to the urchin whose name is Kitty. I can't remember who he said that. And he's like, "Can we find the other urchins so we can maybe help you guys out?" And then Kitty's like, "By the way, did you know your friend's just gone?" I thought for like a second that she also got by the ice monster.
Nope.
No, she's just sad.
She just went off
She's
to cry
crying.
because she's really, really upset that she just watched a child fall to his death in the ice and get eaten.
And also the fact that the doctor didn't really freak out about it as much as she thinks he should.
No, not really.
And this is where we get we need these conversations to happen every once in a while, I think. Where the companion asks the doctor, "How are you okay with all of this?"
By the way, she's crying because he just, callously walked away from the sight of a child's death.
Yeah.
And he catches up to her, and she's like, "How did you find me?" And he's like, "As if you could outrun me, Edward Twilight." And he's, really smug about it, which is such a fucking inappropriate response in this situation. And, yeah, this doctor, he's very, alien. He does not really know how to, emotionally comfort Bill.
Right. And she's upset because, first of all, because she's, never seen anyone die. There's probably a reference to a previous episode where he says, what about all those dead people in the garden? And she says, well,
I think they were in a cemetery last episode, right, is what was implied.
She's like, well, yeah, but they were already dead when we got there. And she says, how many people
he responds to that, by the way, morally and practically, that's not a useful distinction. Unlearn it.
My dude. My dude. And
this is where she says, don't tell me what to think. And he says, but I'm your teacher. This is what I do.
First she asks him how many people he's seen die. And he basically says it's so many that I've lost count. And how long does it take for you to move on whenever it happens? And he basically right away. And then she asks if he's ever killed anyone.
She says, there's a look in your eyes sometimes that makes me wonder. And he says, well, have you heard of the Daleks?
Right. Have you ever seen the episode?
No, and there's a reason for that.
Have you ever remembered the Daleks? Or maybe
have
a
you ever
remembrance
remembered
of the Daleks? Not anymore, because I did blow them all up.
But he says, well, sometimes you find yourself in a situation where options are limited. And she's like, answer the fucking question. And he's like, yes. And she says, how many people have you killed? And he just doesn't answer, and she's like, oh, you've moved on from them too, huh? And he's like, I have to, or more people will die. This is where he mentions, he's like, you don't understand what it's like to be 2,000 years old.
So at some point between Eccleston and Capaldi, the Doctor has aged 1,000 years.
I can say 11th Doctor, when Amy Pond was trying to fuck him, he said that he was 900 years old.
Right. What happened?
This seems to suggest that, I guess, after Matt Smith Doctor died, Capaldi just, went off and meditated for the entire duration of his life up to that point.
I kind of like it, and I feel like this Doctor being over double his age as the last, iteration of him, how much has this changed his brain, his morals?
It would certainly account for why he's so detached.
This thing that we've seen, and we've talked about this a lot on the show, is that one of the Doctor's guiding philosophies is his that he cherishes life, all varieties of life, things that you wouldn't think matter that much, he cares about, right? And very rarely do you ever see him, kill people or do any kind of destructive
genocide
acts. Right, except for towards the Daleks, which he has a bit about. But the point is that this is a very different. I feel like this is a different take on him that I think is very interesting.
It is interesting, and I feel like by the time we get to the 13th Doctor, I am curious if that's just because of what the regenerations do to the Doctor's personality, or if we're gonna see the Doctor have some kind of arc. We won't see it.
The viewers may see.
If a normal viewer would see the 12th Doctor have some kind of arc where he rediscovers the value of life.
The Doctor in 13th Doctor in our hit episode Battle of Ranskorav Kolos that we loved so much was under no circumstances should you ever kill Tim Shaw.
Right. Which again, that could just be when the Doctor regenerates, the personality changes, and
I think that's
Doctor
true.
is just a lot more compassionate than this one was.
Each personality is certainly different from the last, and I do think that if this is to be the case, that Capaldi's 12th Doctor is very much less affected by the deaths of the people he's seeing. But
I just want to get one Doctor who's like a fucking action hero, who's like doing tactical roles and firing shotguns. I have
heard that there is a Doctor known as the War Doctor. And if that isn't the fucking John Wick of doctors, I don't know.
I mean, that's gotta be like a one-off special or something.
I think it is like a one-off special about like, it's the fucking, let's move, go, go, go. It's like Call of Duty Doctor.
When the going gets tough, the Doctor becomes the War Doctor.
The fucking War Doctor. He's doing he's taking cover. It's like when...
oh my god. Yeah. The 4th Doctor pulls off his scarf and ties it around his head like a bandana.
Let's fucking go. Okay, so Doctor is 2000. He has a very funny line that really, I think, calls into just like, it just shines a light on his own sort of hypocrisies as a character, about when he says, I've lived for 2,000 years. I've never had the time for the luxury of outrage. You of all people, when you live for 2,000 years... shouldn't you be the one who has the time to contemplate the things that you're talking about? The older you get,
the madder you can afford to be.
like, shouldn't you be the most outraged when you've lived
for
so
then I took a couple decades to be pissed off.
It's the opposite. When you've lived for 2,000 years, you must become detached because of all of the people you've seen come and go and die, my dude. You're numb to it. And he doesn't accept that. I love it.
But he says to her, like, if you want to prevent any more deaths, we need to find those kids. And Kitty is standing right behind them and says, what are you talking about there? So she takes them to the, like, some kind of abandoned building where she lives with the other urchins. I love this little moment here where they're like, but there's nobody here. And she's like, come on out, everyone. And they all, like, come out of the shadows or whatever. But there's one little girl who happens to be the same girl who gave them the flyer earlier. And Kitty's like, you all were hiding really good, except you, Dot. I could see your shoes. And Dot's like, well, they're 5 sizes too big. It's not my fault.
It makes me think of Mel Gedroych on Taskmaster when it was camouflage herself and she's just hiding behind just pressed up against a wall.
Is standing in the corner.
Okay, so we find out, so the Doctor's like, doesn't some time pass and the Doctor's like reading a nursery rhyme to these little kids?
Yeah, before the time passes, Kitty, the Doctor is like, oh, I see, so you lure people to the fair, like Dot did,
right?
And then you rob them. And Kitty says, promoting the fair is just a side job that we do for somebody.
Yeah, it's above board. They're being paid by a guy to do that.
And the reason that there's a little time passage here is that there's another kid who says, where's Spider? And the Doctor's like, hey, let's eat. And he takes his hat off and pulls out like 6 more pies that he stole.
He's been on his pie grind, and I respect that of him. And so, yeah,
my hat looks like this, so the urchins' mouths could look like this.
The urchins' bellies can look like this. So, yeah, we get a time passage like that night. The Doctor is reading a nursery rhyme to the little orphans by the fire.
He's reading Struwelpeter, which I know because Dwight read it on The Office on Take Your Daughter to Work Day.
There you go.
It's the one about the guy who cuts your thumb off with big scissors if you suck your thumb.
That's pretty fucked up, Doctor. The Doctor's trying to
This is the 1800s. This is what we did.
This is like the most tame of there's like Billy and the Eye Plucker. There's Tongue Ripper.
Well, here, let me pull it up and see what the other stories are.
Mickey's Dick Stomper.
Here we go. Okay, Struwelpeter. So the name of the book is Shaggy Peter is what it means. That's the first story. A boy who does not groom himself and is consequently unpopular. Then there's the story of Wicked Frederick, a violent boy who terrorizes animals and people. Eventually, he's bitten by a dog who goes on to eat his food while Frederick is bedridden.
I don't feel like this. I think that these children's stories go uncharacteristically hard on thumbsuckers. If it's like Billy the serial killer who kicks dogs.
Well, here's one. The third story is The Very Sad Tale with the Matches. A girl plays with matches, accidentally ignites herself and burns to death.
There you go. I mean, that's the one that's going to stick with you.
The story of the Inky Boys. Nicholas catches 3 boys teasing a dark-skinned boy. To teach them a lesson, he dips them in black ink. The story of the Wild Huntsman. A hare steals a hunter's musket and eyeglasses and begins to hunt the hunter. In the ensuing chaos, the hare's child is burned by hot coffee and the hunter jumps into a well.
I'm glad we made better books. I'm glad that we fixed books a bit.
Then there's the thumbsucker. Kid gets his thumbs cut off with scissors. The story of Soup Caspar. God, I would love to be Soup Caspar. Well, let me read this before I know if I want to be Soup Caspar. Caspar, a healthy, strong boy, proclaims he will no longer eat his soup. Over the next 5 days, he wastes away and dies.
I'm imagining, by the way, I don't know why this is what has gone into my head, is these are the kinds of characters that would be monsters in a British Shin Megami Tensei game. Like, this is their mythology. It's
the
like
story of Mara the Dick Chariot.
There's like a big guy with a big pair of scissors and a necklace made of thumbs, or he's got a thumb for a head or something.
I mean, honestly, any of these could be personas.
A big bowl of soup. Like a boy in a big bowl of soup.
A devil sitting on the toilet eating a big bowl of soup. The story of Fidgety Philip, a boy who won't sit still at dinner, accidentally knocks all of his food onto the floor, to his parents' great displeasure. I assume they then murder him.
Yeah, I love that only some of them ended the kids dying. It's like, and it's hard to figure out which. Don't eat your soup and you'll die. Play with matches and you'll die. Fidget and you'll make your parents mad at you. That, I mean, sure.
This next one is kind of nuts. I mean, a lot of them are, but this one is just very... the story of Johnny Look in the Air concerns a boy who habitually fails to watch where he's walking. One day, he falls into a river. Now, the other stories you'd think this is where it would end. He is soon rescued, but his briefcase drifts away.
No,
Johnny, your briefcase.
The Johnny, the little business boy.
There's one more, which is not. I think you end on Johnny losing his briefcase in the river. I don't know why they did one more, but the story of Flying Robert. A boy goes outside during a storm. The wind catches his umbrella and lifts him high into the air. The story ends with him sailing into the distance.
Fuck, no, that's a good persona right there. I would totally. You fuse together.
Flying Robert!
You fuse together Briefcase Billy and Fidgety Freddy, and you get Flying Robert, and he knows the nuclear spells, and those are really good.
These are all under the arcana of the hairy boy.
I'm just saying they need to capitalize on their culture a little bit more, and I don't think that I think British persona is. It's a rancid product, and I don't want it to exist. I take back everything I said. Take back everything.
Anyway, we should hurry this up because my Dayquil is starting to wear off, and I'm gonna die.
Okay. We find out. So apparently, a man with a ship on his hand, tattooed on his hand, according to one of the urchins, pays them to bring people to the ice fair. The doctor says laters, and he dabs and puts on some shutter shades. And
he does do that.
Bill, who is a youngster of the youthful generation, says, even my hair's cringing.
So they go outside, and the doctor tells Bill his plan, which is get eaten.
I don't want to dwell on this too long, because it is at the end of the day, it is a show for children. Where did they get 2 deep sea diver suits?
He obviously stole them. Where did they get those pies?
Yeah, they're just literally sitting there on the ice in their diver suits, waiting to get eaten.
I like when Bill is like, we're not going to be, like, completely defenseless, are we? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. I've got a screwdriver.
So ultimately what happens, they also have ropes tied around their waists, so it's fine. The doctor is like, I think that the glowing light fish, whatever those things are, they must be intelligent, because they waited until Spider was by himself. They walk a little bit apart from each other, and Bill gets surrounded by lights, and he, like, runs over, and he, like, jumps as she falls through the ice. He jumps through the hole before it can close, and he uses his screwdriver as a flashlight, which
I love that.
What a novel idea.
This is we have the Yaz test, and now we have the Sonic test, which is
can it be a flashlight?
Does the doctor? It's here's how it works. Does the doctor solve the problem by waving a sonic screwdriver at it? And if the answer is no, it passes. It passes.
But okay,
test.
but I think the other question is it a problem that I'm okay with him solving like that?
And also, does he use it as a flashlight?
Bonus if points. So, it's a good episode.
It's a good episode. This episode passes both the Sonic test and the Yaz test.
It does, even though it failed the bowling test. But that's not the worst thing in the world. So they look up above them at the glowing fish swimming in circles.
They see a big fish, and sometimes I love subtitles. I would never watch a show with subtitles, but sometimes the subtitles give the game away too much, I think. Or like they'll reveal information that I was not privy to in the sense that
I think I caught whatever this was. What was it?
The fish makes a big noise, and it makes like a big whale sound, and the subtitles say something like despairing noise or something like sad noise, and it's like
whale song is always sad though.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean the whale is chained up, and the fish monster.
It's not a whale. It's Lord Jabu Jabu.
It's Lord Jabu. It's Sin from Final Fantasy X. And he's chained up, and it's he's a prisoner. And he's making sad whale noises, which the subtitles will thankfully tell me they're sad.
What is with Doctor Who and chaining up whales?
This
episode should have just been called The Beast Below again.
Maybe the big fish swum off into outer space and says, "Thank you for releasing me. I will return." Also, wait, hold on.
It's a big whale that is being chained up and forced to produce fuel.
Well, I didn't know we were going to spoil the whole plot of the episode for our listeners right away, but okay.
I mean, we're basically there.
When I am big and the size of a world, I will return to help the people of England.
I hope that nobody tortures me again.
Jeez, it happened
again.
No! So, we do know that the big whale does eat children.
So, who should be fishing up above them?
Hold on a second. Wait, shut up. I'm theory crafting right now. Because we know in The Beast Below that the star whale does not like the taste of children. Only it likes the taste of disabled people, we learn. So is it possible that maybe the doctor setting him free was like, maybe it was like, as a show of gratitude, I will give up my favorite food of children. I will fly off into space and grow as my kind is wont to do. And when you
my God.
When you need
Can you imagine if Peter Capaldi looks at the whale and they like make eye contact and just goes, "You again?"
My dear, it's like Laboon from One Piece. It's like, oh shit, you have the connection to this big whale, your best friend across time. We're gonna see it. See him all.
The Pie Man is fishing up above. I love when the doctor climbs out of the ice and sees him, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's you! I love your work."
I like when they picks up the big rubber fish, and it's a big old rubber fish, and he's like, "Ooh, it's like the deep sea fangly fish."
Yeah. And Bill is like, "Oh God, is this the fish that I ate earlier in the pie?"
And he goes, "These are herbivores. There must be some kind of symbiotic relationship where they lure children into the big monster's mouth."
Which ultimately is completely irrelevant, and I don't know why they brought it up.
It's never brought up again. We don't find out what the little fish get from it, but okay.
He pays them. So the doctor,
I gotta
they kind of speculate about whether this big fish is an alien from space or if it is naturally on Earth.
I got a chuckle
never get
out
an
of
answer.
This scene where they ask the Pie Man from The Simpsons about, have you seen a guy with a tattoo of a ship on his hand? And then the guy's like, "I work at the dock. I see about 1,000 of those every day." And then
I like the doctor when he asks him the question, and the Pie Man just kind of like stares at him, and the doctor's like,
"You're against tattoos."
"Oh,
me too.
Are you against tattoos? Me too. We're bonding, aren't we? Please tell me what I want to know."
That was a line that got a chuckle out of me. At some point in his 2,000 years of life, this man has completely lost the ability to normally interact with people. Just no communication
Not that he ever
skills.
really had it.
Right. I mean, he kind of had it at some point. Some doctors have had
Some
it.
of them did.
I think I would argue that Ninth Doctor was a pretty good communicator.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, the Pie Man is like, we're by the docks. Of fucking course, I've seen a million people with ship tattoos. Don't be ridiculous. And Bill is like, okay, let me change the question. Have you seen anyone suspicious? And he's like, oh, well, the dredgers are working all day and night every day, and no one is allowed to go near their workhouse. So it's the next morning. They're at the workhouse. He's got his psychic paper ready. It turns out he works for the palace. Did you know that?
He works with. He comes up. Bad liar. Also way worse liar than he usually is. Where he's just like, he pulls out his paper, and then the like foreman or whatever is like, you must be. Did Lord Sutcliffe send you? And he's just like, I did the thing. You know me. I love to be here when Lord Sutcliffe asks, wink wink.
I love though their interaction with this guy, because the Doctor basically realizes immediately, like, this guy is not smart. All I have to do is social engineer the answers I need out of him by just pretending that I know them already and see what he will tell me. So Bill is like looking at these like bricks of sloppy mud that the dredgers are digging up out of the river.
Also, they are we get a thing that's like, oh, the head's a mile away. It's funny poop.
It's shitting out these bricks of mud, and Bill is like, ew, and like drops it. So the Doctor is like, Mr. Overseer, sir. So you know how this is all very shady, and he's like, yes, sir. And he's like, I came here to make sure that the shipments are not being, like, observed by anyone. And he's like, yes, sir, we always use unmarked carts, and I trust all these men, don't worry about it. And he's like, so they're making it all the way to Hampton without being caught? And the guy's like, no, sir, to the steel mill, of course. And he's like, Hampton is our code name for the steel mill. And the guy's like, "Ooh, good point, sir. Good point."
Well, you know, when you see a well-dressed wealthy man or a well-dressed guy who works for your boss, you got to agree with him, even though he's
also saying... The psychic paper does make him think that he works for the palace. He says something here where he's like, "I'm using code, otherwise anyone could walk in here and get you blabbing like a fool." And the guy's like, excellent, sir.
So smart.
So
apparently he like speculates. He's like, well, if you're a smart man, what do you think this stuff is for? And he says, well, you know, it's they don't let us.
We're not allowed to smoke here,
so it must be flammable. In fact,
probably fuel for the furnaces because we're taking it to the steel mill.
This stuff burns 1,000 times longer and hotter than coal, and it even burns underwater. And then, funny joke here, alert! Funny joke. When he says it burns underwater. Cut to Bill, who's holding the big brown sloppy brick, and she says, "No, shh!" And then it cut. We don't.
And then we hear a horse whinny.
What do you think she? What do you think she said? What do you think?
No, surely that's not true. Things can't burn underwater.
They have now decided.
I want to say one last thing about the Doctor completely coaxing this guy into a snafu. I love when he's like. When the guy's like, yes, I always keep my ear to the ground, and they say this stuff burns hotter than coal. And the Doctor's like, yes, if you keep this up, you won't be working in this yard for very long. And the guy's like, oh, you think so? And he's like, I guarantee it.
They're gonna go pay Lord Sutcliffe a visit,
and they're gonna tattle on this guy.
I gotta say,
mad.
I've never known the psychic paper to like reveal information that is usable to the Doctor before. Or it's like,
It didn't. He didn't know what it said. The guy just was like, "Oh, you're from the palace. Did Lord Sutcliffe send you?"
I love
and he's
that
like,
though. He's
yes, yes, that is what happened.
I wish the Doctor could use the psychic paper on himself. He'd say, "Oh, this paper says I work for Lord Sutcliffe."
Yeah, just like hold it up to someone and be like, tell me what this says." And they're like, "It says that you have a big dick." And the Doctor's like, "Got him. Thank you."
They go to pay Lord Sutcliffe a visit. They're currently operating under the assumption that maybe this guy is an alien because the big fish is producing, quote, fuel suitable for interstellar travel. I don't know about
and also
that.
he's grinding up human children for it.
I don't know about the burning the shit bricks to power your interstellar spaceships. But okay, Doctor, you're the Doctor.
Well, that's just his theory. He's like, I don't know what's going on, but this person is like killing humans to make a very powerful fuel. Like, that sounds like something an alien might do. Maybe he's like stranded here or something. He's just theory
vibing it out. So they go inside. They psychic papered their way in. He sits down, Bill, literally she sits down, it's important for later, and he says, I need you to do me a favor, let me do the talking, because you have a temper, and here's my wisdom for you. He says, passion fights, but reason wins, and he clicks like on a Reddit post. That's a Reddit post.
And then Lord Sutcliffe walks in, and he says, Dr. Disco!
From the Fairford Club. I guess he
I want to meet Dr. Disco.
He doesn't know what disco is. It doesn't mean anything to him. Doesn't mean anything to him yet. I guess he thinks the doctor's from like a social club or something for gentlemen. Dr. Disco's social club for jazzy boys. Sutcliffe walks in. He sees Bill sitting, and says racism at her, and then the doctor punches him in the face.
Yeah, I like the doctor punches him in the face and he's like, yes, he's human, all right. About 31 years of age, low on iron also. And Bill says, yeah, that would have been pretty convincing racism for an alien.
Yeah, we would never, there will never be, the doctor in his young, youthful ignorance does not comprehend the fact that a time-traveling space alien would be racist.
Yeah, so some burly men walk in and tie them up, and they ask, once Sutcliffe gets up, they ask him about the creature in the river. He says it's always been there, but the secret stays in the Sutcliffe family.
It's like a generation to generation. Have they just always been feeding children to this big sea monster? I guess.
Presumably, yes. At every Frost Fair, I guess.
And I really like the doctor is like, you're killing people in the Frost Fairs. And then he says, well, the Frost Fairs are already pretty irresponsible. They're walking out on the ice. And by the way, my fuel is replacing coal, which people die mining. So actually, if you think about it...
So when you think about it, it's fine. And actually, it's a moral imperative that I feed children to the big fish.
If I could choose between not pulling the lever and 5 people dying, and me pulling the lever and 500 people dying, it's my obligation as a moralist to pull the lever and kill 500 people.
I like when the doctor is
and also, by the way, when I pull the lever, millions of dollars appear in my pocket is the other thing that happens.
Oh, funny how that works. I like when the doctor's like, ugh, I liked it better when I thought you were a stranded alien.
Yeah. Turns out that wealthy Victorian, or I guess this isn't Victorian times, wealthy Regency era British men are much more evil than a space alien could possibly.
I also we should mention that the doctor notices that the person who's restraining him has a tattoo of a ship on his hand.
Shit!
So this is when he's like, aha.
Do you know what
you are promoting the fair to make sure that as many people as possible go there and fall in the river? And he's like, yeah.
Do you know what
I also make the fair really good, so...
It's very fun for them before they get drowned. Also, he says, and by the way, my biggest weakness is bowling balls. And you go, this is going to come up later. I should have brought that up earlier.
Yeah, so that's why I was so disappointed. Sutcliffe says something like, I'm in a position to decide whose life matters more, or something. Or no, it's the doctor who's like, what gives you the right to decide?
Outlines his whole moral philosophy in a way. He says that human progress is not measured by like industry or technology. It's measured by how much value you place on an unimportant life. Basically, your progress as a civilization is based on compassion towards people less fortunate than yourself, I suppose.
And Sutcliffe goes, and this is almost word for word, that was a beautiful speech. It would move anyone with an ounce of compassion. Too bad I'm fucking evil.
Ooh, but is the doctor like okay, hold on. Is the doctor saying that the most progress is seen when you like provide welfare programs and socialized healthcare? I'm not doing a bit here. I'm asking, is that what he's saying? Is that what the doctor believes? Is that what this doctor believes?
I mean, basically, yeah, that's what he said. Like the the measure of whether a civilization is good is whether or not they
He doesn't
put
say
value
good.
on lives without privilege.
He doesn't say good. He says the progress or like how advanced a civilization is.
Yeah.
So don't feed children to the star whale, guys.
I mean, do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. I'm saying that's a good thing for the Doctor to believe. I just didn't know that that's what the Doctor thought. But I guess that in the Doctor Dances, he says, don't forget about the welfare state.
Don't forget about the welfare state.
I guess
he
this
loves
is,
it.
at the end of the day, this is his main driving goal is to make sure that Britain stays socialist, which, you know.
We will all be welfare queens.
I guess he's been pretty ineffective at that, though.
No, he's doing a terrible job. Sutcliffe, though, proudly announces that he's evil and that he's the villain of the episode.
He loves being evil so much.
And he says, Goober and Boober, it's time to move up the plan, because if they know about the beast, others will know about the beast.
Put them in the tent with the red exploding barrels.
It's time to put them in the tent with the red exploding barrels. There's a very silly little moment when they're being, like, driven back to the Frost Fair in a carriage, and Bill is like, whatever happened to no time for outrage? And the Doctor's like, please, I'm the only one who's allowed to be smug.
Isn't she like, how long do you have to live before you can make a speech like that?
Oh my god, this line was cringe as fuck.
Dr. Jerk-off moment of the episode.
Because, yeah, she's like, 2,000 years, huh? That speech was worth the wait.
Shut up. It was fine. It wasn't that good. Come on.
You can make a speech and you can have your characters be like, that was a very compassionate thing that you said. You don't need the characters then to also be like, that's the best goddamn speech I ever heard.
Such a fucking jerk off to the Doctor and also to the writer of the episode that you'd write a character saying that the speech that you wrote was so good that it was worth living.
Write the speech and then write everyone applauding for it. I mean, I guess if
it's that powerful of a speech, but you don't need to be like, you have to live 2,000 years.
I mean, I was crying. I will say, I was crying and shitting.
I was saluting and shitting and crying and pissing.
I screamed so loud that my face
melted.
Up.
They're in the tent. They're in a very like comedic cartoon situation where they've been tied to the post of a tent in a tent full of red exploding barrels, and they're tied up with rope. Apparently,
I did think it was very funny and unnecessary that he is specifically using the shit fuel as explosives. Like he couldn't just get some dynamite.
Not to like sit here and poke holes in the episode. But he talks about like what's going to happen is that the bombs are going to go off. A bunch of people are going to, the elephant that we saw earlier is going to draw a big crowd. And then the fireworks are going to go off. A bunch of people are going to die and get eaten by the fish. And, you know, this'll be a footnote in the papers tomorrow. Or in a month from now, that a fireworks display caused an accident at the ice fair. Uh-huh. Now, my thought on this is that if I'm the industrialist whose goal is to feed as many people to the fish monster as well, first of all, just grab people off the street and toss them in, yeah? But second of all, if I'm going with this ice fair strategy, my goal would be to keep the ice fairs going as long as humanly possible, and an accident like this would probably not be great for business, would it?
That's a good point. I have two more good points. I think that this point is going to be well worth the wait. One of the greatest points you'll ever hear.
2,000 years in the making, you might say.
Yeah, one might say. Number one, if he is doing all of this to produce more fuel, why would his plan involve blowing up 15 barrels of fuel?
Well, you know, you got to spend a little money to make money.
I just don't.
We don't know. Maybe we don't know how much.
Law of thermodynamics. There's no way that this is going to produce more fuel than it costs.
I don't think that's what the law of thermodynamics says. You gotta spend. You gotta blow up bombs.
Spend entropy to make entropy. Thing number two. If this fuel is as powerful as they have said, he's gonna blow London into outer space.
And the Star Whale will be there to pick it up.
Yes.
So
much of this fuel that he's planning on blowing up, it's nuts.
Do we know that do we know enough about this fuel to make these statements confidently?
They said that it burns 1,000 times longer than coal and so hot that they can't measure it.
Do we know that the barrels are completely full of the fuel?
Why wouldn't they be?
Because you don't need a lot of it to make a big explosion.
Why would they have 15 barrels each
to
with
make
a
it
drop
look
of fuel in it?
To make it look more impressive
To the viewer?
Yeah.
So the doctor...
They worked so hard on those barrels, Sam. Can't you show them at least a little bit of respect?
Oh, also, Sutcliffe mentions that they're going to detonate the explosives at noon, which is not helpful to us because I don't think we know what time it is, but okay. But Bill... After Sutcliffe leaves, Bill is like, haha, check this out, and just starts screaming, but is completely drowned out by the crowds.
Scream if you like elephants! Ah!
If you want to see more wrestling, scream the traditional word, help!
We then see, okay, the doctor's like, that's not gonna work. Here, in my back pocket, I've got my Sonic. Thankfully, Spider left it for me. We get a little, like...
His noble sacrifice.
A little scene where
I'm sorry,
like,
did we mention the part where we see the whale burp out his hat?
We did see the whale burp out his hat, and as I've said, the whale does not digest the most important signifier of the person that it eats, just for us as the viewer. So they're like spinning around, they're like scooting around this pole that they're tied to, like kicking the Sonic around. The doctor, I thought he had it set AB159 to set to rope untie, like he did in Dr. Dances, but I guess he's just, I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to do something.
Well, no, he says, because he's like using the screwdriver and like all the fish are swimming around them under the ice rather. I mean, it is also underwater. And Bill is like, Doctor, what are you doing? We're being surrounded by fish. And he's like, yeah, that's right. Remember, the fish use sound to find their victims. And this is a sonic screwdriver, remember? And the guard outside sees all the glowing lights coming in under the ice. And he's like, oh, God, what are you doing? And the doctor is like, what does he do? The guard like grabs the screwdriver, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't know what you're doing, but stop that. But it's still running, so now the guard is surrounded by fish, and they're gonna get him. And then he's like trying to tell the guy how to turn it off, and the guy's like, I don't get it. And he's like, oh, just give it here. And the guy tosses it back to him right as he falls through the ice to his death, and the doctor quips, I'm afraid it has a knack to it. And Bill is like, You just killed that guy.
You just killed a man in front of me.
I will say, I couldn't tell if he was trying to kill the guard or if he was legitimately trying to help him turn it off. But I'm pretty sure he intentionally killed the guard.
Now here's the weird part. This is weird. And this feels like the show is directly responding to our Yaz test. Where the doctor they get up, I think they get untied somehow. And the doctor's like, and I don't know where this comes from because this has
never happened before.
This has never happened before, but he
changed in those 1,000 years, I guess.
He's like, we have a creature down there, which he calls Tiny, I think, and he says...
Maybe, okay, but I will say maybe this is just something about the, like, teacher-student dynamic that the two of them have specifically.
Right, where he's like, I want you right now to tell me what to do. Or, like, what do you want to do with this creature? Do you want to kill it, or do you want to set it free? But press the right trigger to kill the creature and press
Vote now on your phone.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm asking you what to do. I need you to give me an order. Is the future, whatever future we create, worth the suffering of this creature? And it's just like, I don't dislike it. I like that he's giving her agency, but it also feels very forced. She's not asking for this. She's not.
This is why I'm thinking
something.
This might be specific to their relationship. But yeah, she says something like, don't you already know all the answers anyway? Why are you asking me? And he says, only fools think they know all the answers. And then he, like, tips his fedora. So he's like, give me an order, Bill. And she thinks about it, and she remembers the sad whale song, and she's like, I want you to save the creature. And he says, okay, I'll take care of that. You get everyone off the ice. I love that she walks out of the tent and almost immediately finds Kitty and another child picking someone's pocket with the dog leash trick.
They're doing it. They're out here on their grind. You know, everyone's got a grind, and you have to respect it.
So she's like, okay, Kitty, Dot, all you urchins, we need to get everyone off the ice. So they go around yelling like, the ice is thawing. We saw a lady fall in. Everyone off the ice, especially the elephant.
And then everyone starts running and slamming on the ice by no. Sutcliffe is like, no,
I gotta see that elephant.
I like that. I didn't realize that Sutcliffe was like here presiding over the festivities, but he's like, no, guys, there's no thaw. Go back on the ice.
Yeah. It's like, get back on the ice, everyone.
And they're
like,
next to a fucking big bomb plunger at the same time as he's telling people to go back on the ice.
No. He has to run over to it.
Right, but it is there, out in the open, where people can see it.
It's a ways away.
Okay, whatever.
It's in an area with no tents or whatever.
Oh, so it's in an area where everyone can see it.
That's right. So he runs over and he's like, damn it, I have to do it now while there's still some people on the ice. I love that he's like, fuck, if I can't kill 1,000 people, I'm damn sure gonna kill 5 people.
He's got to think
don't just not do it.
We've got to think about the morality. Think about how many people will die in the coal mines if he doesn't kill at least a couple kids.
So he goes to the detonator and he pushes the big comedy TV cartoon plunger.
Nothing happens.
Except it does under the water.
I love this
because
shit,
the
though.
doctor put on his fucking ancient diver suit.
He did this so fast.
And he put all the barrels next to the chains and blew the chains off the big creature.
Now, I'm just thinking about the American event known as Whale-splosion.
I was also thinking about Whale-splosion
stuff
earlier.
Burns 1,000 times hotter than whatever, and it also burns underwater. See, everything's a callback. This is so important. And also, we see Bill say, get off the ice.
Oh yeah, did I mention that London just got blasted into outer space?
Get off the ice. I'll show you, if you get off the ice, I'll show you my cool bowling skills on the docks. But anyway.
But see, that's what happens, is everything gets blasted into the sky, and Bill's like, no. She looks up and she's like, no, it's going into space. I need to pull it back down. Is there anything heavy that I can... this bowling ball! And she throws it...
What does she throw it?
Flies up in the air and it lands.
Is it Newton's third law? She throws it up so hard, so fast, so good
that Earth flies.
The equal and opposite reaction. She is pushed downwards, pushing London back into the crater.
Yeah, but then the doctor pulls out his screwdriver and says, "Don't worry."
The guy breaks the first rule of bomb, which is he pushes the plunger. The bomb doesn't go off, and he says, "Okay, better go up to the bomb and investigate." And that just seems irresponsible, and I'm just feeling bad I feel bad for the racist murderer, Lord Sutcliffe, for his irresponsible handling of these explosives.
Yeah.
If he had followed proper safety protocols, he might still be alive today in 2023. At the ripe old age of 275 years old.
Yeah, he like walks out of the tent and the ice breaks open and he fucking dies. The doctor's killing people left and right. He also left his sonic screwdriver in the tent.
Why did he leave his sonic screwdriver in the tent?
It was a gift.
Was it to attract the fish to the tent because he knew that Sutcliffe would, when the bomb doesn't go off, the first thing he would do is run in the direction of the unexploded bomb that he had just pressed the plunger on?
Hey, why didn't my bomb go off? I'm gonna hit it with a hammer.
Let me check this shit out. Let me kick it. The doctor, like, did he climb out of the dredging hole? Was that where he ended up? I don't know. He's on the dock. He pulls Bill off of the ice. She's like running. The ice is like break because the creature is emerging.
Yes.
And we don't see the part where the creature flies off into outer space to become the star whale, but we know it happens.
He specifically says, he's like, I hope that it's smart enough to avoid humans from now on. And it's probably going somewhere cold. I'll check in on Greenland in a while.
Because she says, what if we just doomed Greenland? And he says, I guess I'll have to go check in.
I'll go check in.
He lied.
But they hear it singing and it's a happy whale song now.
Every day I'm shuffling. And then they get splashed, comedy splashed, children's show. And then the end of their travel through Regency England is that they are back at Lord Sutcliffe's house.
This ending is so nuts.
Wild. This is to me, I always feel like this is a very like lib take on this kind of thing where you just designate a small number of deserving
The urchins
people.
should now be steel mill owners.
The urchins should now own a big house and be rich, and this will somehow I mean, I don't know what the doctor's supposed to do here, but according to his logic, progress is determined by, I don't know.
When an urchin has a big house.
When an urchin gets a big house. So what happens is, the kids have arrived at Sutcliffe's house. They're sitting down to a big, like, roast chicken and big glasses of milk.
I'm assuming that that the doctor showed up with his psychic paper reading, this is a letter from me, Lord Sutcliffe. I'm gonna die, and some people are gonna show up. Just let them do whatever they want.
We see the doctor, forging historical documents, and one of the urchins...
Well, at the time, he's just forging documents. They don't become historical until later.
He's like, one of the random boys, because Spider's dead. He's like, you there,
There's
boy.
only one boy with the urchins left, so he's like, this will be Lord Sutcliffe's long-lost heir, it turns out.
And he forges a document saying that they're the special children who get to live in the big house and profit off of child labor for the rest of their lives.
I really did like that the boys... Oh, this is why I was Samuel Elephant Sutcliffe, is because the boy's name is Perry, so we see him write down in the document, Lord Peregrine Sutcliffe.
I had to, like, check. I was wondering... there was a brief moment in my mind where it was going to be, like, the fucking Victorian philanthropist, beloved philanthropist of history, Peregrine Sutcliffe, and that this was, like, a real person.
And that boy's name?
Was Albert Einstein.
So
Albert
then they return
Einstein
to
Sutcliffe.
the doctor's office.
Listen, I love when the Doctor is like a cartoon character. Like, I love Seventh Doctor with his magic tricks and his question marks. I think that the Doctor having a base of operation, this like fancy professor office that he lives in, and his butler, who is Matt Lucas, who may or may not be a robot. I haven't decided yet. Like, he needs his fucking Doctor cave. I think it's important that he has one.
I love it.
It's so good.
I wonder, do we think that he literally works at a university as this doctor?
I think that's his cover.
Is Bill literally a student of his?
I think so. It's entirely possible because, okay, so what happens is, like, they show up at the doctor's cozy, like, office with a big fireplace and mahogany furniture or whatever.
I will say I did like Matt Lucas's first line when he walks in. He's got a big tray and he says, "Here's your tea, doctor. I put some coffee in it for flavor."
Every time Matt Lucas is on TV and not being racist, that's a big win for us. Yeah,
he didn't wear any blackface.
He didn't do any blackface at all this week, and we got to respect him for it. He's trying very hard. He's learning and growing.
Once in a blue moon.
He's like, I don't know why he's like, no, you promised me, doctor, no more changing history. And then the doctor's
it's pretty clear, even though I have no idea what's going on, there's a lot going on here. Like, right. Matt Lucas is here. He's like, you promised that you wouldn't take the TARDIS anywhere. And then there's like a giant glowing door in a minute.
He says, he says, like, you promised not to at least go off-world, which he didn't go off-world, he stayed in. But anyway, and then he says, okay, we'll do a coin flip. Doctor says it because he learned the coin flip trick at some point. He's like, heads, I don't do anymore.
And you know what I said?
Oh, boy. And then we cut to Matt Lucas downstairs.
Oh, yeah, I do like when he's like, you said you wouldn't go off-world, but look at your clothes. And he's like, these are clearly Earth clothes.
This is why I'm so certain that Matt Lucas is like a robot. Because he also has a line about, he's down in this creepy basement in front of the 1,000-year door, that has like lights and glyphs all over it, and he says something about like, you reconstructed me, doctor, and here I am.
Oh yeah, no, it's I never asked to be reassembled, did I?
Right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And there's like a big pounding on the door. This is the shit where I stop caring. This is where I disengage, which is so funny. Like, nothing makes me disengage from Doctor Who more than setting up broader arcs and mysteries, because I just want it to be one-off time travel shenanigans for most of the season.
I mean, you've seen more Doctor Who than I have, famously, but I'm potentially interested in whatever this is.
I don't give a fuck about what's behind Matt Lucas's door.
I want to know what's behind his funny door.
If I want to see Matt Lucas open up a door, I'll wait for him to get fired from Bake Off and he starts hosting the British version of Let's Make a Deal. But anyway,
there's like, a banging on the door, and he's like, hey, I'm not going to let you out of there just because you're knocking on it. And he's like, He's like, as long as I'm here, you're not getting out. And then he like walks away whimpering in terror.
So we've got Doctor in his office with his butler assistant, maybe robot, Matt Lucas, who has a guy behind a big glowing door. What the fuck is going on?
I'm fascinated by this. It's a shame we'll never find out. But
this is where you really gotta say, Doctor, huh?
Huh? We need to talk about you. Nope, you moved on from it, but we need to talk about Bill Googling London 1814 sea monster.
I completely forgot about. Yes, it's. I kind of dig the way they lampshade this a bit, where the Doctor's like, she's like, how the fuck? Because obviously there's this whole, Ace, don't you know that you're human ignorance? You are all fools, and you don't notice what's under your noses.
You have no swag.
But. She's like, how the fuck did nobody notice the giant sea monster take off and fly into outer space to become the Star Whale in 1814? And the Doctor's like, well, you see, your human capacity for ignorance. And also, everybody was day drinking because it was
everybody was drunk anyway.
Everybody was drunk off their ass and they didn't notice it. Good shit. I like it. It's kind of funny.
She does continue Googling, by the way, and finds there's one headline from that day, which is, Lord Sutcliffe drowns in snap thaw. Shock as steel fortune is passed to street urchin. And she's just skimming it. She's like, okay, yeah, everyone got really pissed off. Everyone contested the inheritance. But the urchin boy was ultimately deemed legitimate, and he became the nice Lord Sutcliffe of the big steel mill fortune.
He gave the child laborers a 2p raise. Yay!
And Bill is like, oh, you saved them, Doctor. And he says, no, you gave the order. You saved them, boss.
There was no point in the episode where Bill said, save those kids, Doctor. But okay.
Next time on Doctor Who, there's an old man with a big house, but don't try to get into the tower, and the house is eating people.
It's the hit movie Monster House that we all know and love.
So it's a girl house.
Oh, yeah, because she's got a uvula.
I get it. That's the end of the episode. What'd you think?
It was I would say, as far as one-off time travel adventures go, I would say this is a pretty okay episode. I'd give it a B-. Am I
give it a solid B.
And I like Capaldi. I thought he's a good Doctor.
I like Capaldi.
He's a good one. I've heard the ongoing opinion about this era of Doctor Who is that the writing is usually bad, but Capaldi is usually good. And I'm seeing that. I mean, the writing was fine in this episode. It was okay.
Yeah, I thought this was a perfectly solid episode. I didn't get blown away into outer space by a big bomb, but I did like it.
I thought it was okay. It's pretty good. B-.
B regular.
And now Jordan, this is the most exciting part of our day, which is what are we watching next?
What are we watching next? Here we go. Randomize. Oh Christ, that's a high number.
Uh-oh. Are we back with Jodie?
Well, Jordan, we are watching the final episode of series... Nope, sorry, not the final. I need to look at the letter, not just the number. I'm a fucking idiot here. Okay. So series 13 is apparently, like, one big serial called Flux, I guess?
Of Doctor... this is... Who do we got?
We got
Jodie.
Series 13 is a single story arc called Flux, and we are watching... Series 13, episode 3 of 6, called Once, Upon Time.
So I'm already dreading this a little bit because if this is what our show was meant to do, which is drop us into completely out of context. And if series 13 is one long story arc, then we're going to be very confused.
The Radio Times called the episode one of the most dizzying and blatantly confusing episodes of Doctor Who. The Independent called it a meaningless mess.
But I will say that almost always, the critical reception of these episodes means fucking nothing to us. And maybe it's because we're watching these devoid of context and we only get to watch the episode by its own merits. But if this is one big long arc, then I'm already unexcited for this episode. But I
am excited for it because we are going to see Dan the Man again.
I do like Dan the Man. This is after the season after Sea Devils? Is this the most recent season?
No, Sea Devils was like the very end. It was the second of the 3 specials that led up to where we're at now.
Dan is like, I'm so glad that we dealt with the Flux monster that 8th time. Now let's go on a
Grey
pirate
Worm's
adventure.
in it.
Who?
Grey Worm.
Oh, the character from Game of Thrones. Isn't it?
Jacob Anderson.
Okay, Jacob.
Actual
Thank you.
name.
Jacob Anderson talking in his American funny accent from Game Grumps.
Yeah, he'll do an American accent on this one. Yeah.
That's it for this episode. Let's do our routine wrap-up, huh?
Yes, Jordan, it's true. If anyone wants to support us, they can do so at patreon.com/pottingbros. The rumors are true. Where $1, you get a mildly special Discord role marking you as lightly coated in slime, which gets you access to all of our bonus content, including, right now, we're watching classic Doctor Who. We have seen our first couple episodes of the 4th Doctor.
We watched an episode that was very heavy on lighthouse operations.
And we're gonna be finishing that for our next episode. We watched the first half. We're gonna watch the second half for our next bonus episode. So check that out. It's gonna be good.
You're really excited for it.
I'm really excited for it. $5 gets you a pretty special Discord role marking you as entirely covered in slime and gets you a shout out in the podcast, and you can send us a message that we'll read in one of our many funny voices like Dalek and such. $10 gets you an incredibly special Discord role marking you as a companion of the show who's made of slime, which lets you listen to the podcast live while we record it in addition to all that other bull
crap.
Shit. It sucks.
Fuck that shit. Give us $10 or you're not our friend.
Give us money if you want us to watch Torchwood and eventually the Doctor Who movie where the 8th Doctor's in
and
it.
Sarah Jane Adventures, I think.
That's our big goal. That's never going to happen.
We're not.
We will never watch.
We're never watching Sarah Jane Adventures.
Thank you to our $10 and $5 subscribers: Cassidy, Destry Hawk, H. Cabe, Dan Big Challenges Silva, JCH Roy, Stephanie B, Stephanie Karen, and Tasty Sea Sponge. We have a message this week.
Whose turn is it to read the message?
Yours.
Meast.
This is a request from Dan.
Dan the Man.
This is a Ben voice request.
Friend of the show, Dan the Man. Let's see. It's Ben voice, ASMR optional, and ASMR has not been specified, so I'm going to say ASMR no. What in the world, Dan? Alright. Don't fuck with me. I'm close to leveling up, and you look like just enough XP.
That is, of course, what Ben Boykovich said to Ricky Underwood in most episodes of The Secret Life of the American Teenager.
What is that for? That sounds like it's from, like, a really
it's a shirt.
Oh, okay.
It's a shirt that goes viral every once in a while.
Cool, very cool shirt.
And Ben said it to Ricky on Secret Life.
Ben did say it to Ricky before he got clobbered by the Boo Boo Man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough talking about that show.
For today. I have some notes here, actually.
Yeah?
I wrote these. I don't remember what they said. I remember one day when I had COVID real bad, I woke up I didn't wake up. I couldn't sleep, and it was 4 a.m., and I wrote down some stuff that I wanted us to talk about on the podcast.
Okay.
Let's see what I wrote here. I was supposed to... Okay. Yeah, okay. I said I was going to... I wanted to say that I got COVID at a Doctor Who convention and that everyone said the prayer for me.
Well, first of all, very irresponsible of you to go to a Doctor Who convention. You know,
yeah,
I know that we pretend that we like to pretend that COVID's over, but
well, I did a Doctor Who panel. I should have told you. Sorry,
and you didn't wear a mask either when you did it, did you?
I actually did wear a mask. It was a Cyberman mask.
Can you say on the podcast right now that you didn't wear a mask at the Doctor Who? But the point being, you know, we didn't release a proper episode last week, and I just think it would be very sad to our listeners if we couldn't, you know, be spiritually fulfilled before we leave them this week. I'm feeling spiritually unfulfilled, and I think the only cure for my malady would be if you were to perhaps lead our congregation in the Doctor's Prayer for us, please.
Yeah, for sure. That probably would help. The other thing that I wrote down was that we should come up with a name. What did I mean by this?
For our podcast.
Come up with a name for us. Oh, okay. I see what I meant. Come up with a name for us and for the listeners. So like the listeners would be like the...
This sounds cringe as fuck. Why would we do this? What do you want us
to
be?
I don't know. I wasn't in a very good state when I wrote this.
You want us to be...
I don't stand by it.
You want... There are listeners. You want us to be like the Time Lords, and our listeners are the...
I don't know what I wanted.
What did you want?
I don't fucking know.
Listeners, if you have a collective name that you want to be called for some cringe-ass reason...
I mean, you call them the Whovians and tell them to hop in their TARDISes.
I call them the Whovians to hop in their TARDISes a bit because it's like a funny post on Tumblr from back in the day.
What would we be, though? Okay, if we are Doctor Watchers, are we like a medical review board?
Well, our highest patrons are companions of the show. Are they our companions? Are we
the show?
Are we the Doctor here? Are we the Time Lords? Can they be
I guess so.
Can they be like... Well, they can't be companions because the companions are only people who give us $10.
I'm starting to think that this thing that I wrote down at 4 a.m. when I had COVID real bad isn't necessarily...
I think you have your best ideas when you're delirious from illness, but okay.
Hey,
Can you please do me a favor and stop getting around saying the fucking prayer? Thank you.
I came up with the title Sounds About Light at like 1 a.m. and I wrote it down on my phone and I was like, this is really good. And
I don't want to hear a single word out of you besides the prayer.
Jordan, we're hosted on noisepace.xyz.
Okay, sure, whatever. Yeah, lots of great podcasts. And I mean this with sincerity. Please listen to our friends' shows. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh, you can listen to Pot of Greed, which is now covering Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, the motorcycle one.
Hell yeah.
You can listen to... what other ones are there? I'm drawing a blank.
You can listen to The Wonder Years about Animorphs.
You can listen to I'm very sorry, I can't remember the name of it, but I do know that friend of the show Roy is doing a new podcast about Guilty Gear lore, and that the first episode
Zato Trap House.
The first episode is called Dear Aaron Hansen, which is just wretched.
That one hurt to read.
Just wretched. But a great bit. Sam, can you please lead us in our Doctor Who prayer so I can...
You can find us on co-host at Dr. Huh. I'm on co-host at Positive Stress.
I'm on Twitter at Bradipus and on Tumblr at punishbreakfast.tumblr.com. We're also on Tumblr at drha.tumblr.com. Give us a reblog, boost our algorithms, make more people listen to our garbage.
Don't ask them to, make them.
Make them listen to our shit. And make them, most importantly, listen to our prayer.
And if they don't,
kill them.
You take a big pair of scissors and you cut their thumbs off.
Cut their thumbs right off. Can you say the prayer, please? Can you say the prayer? I want to start dinner. I'm hungry.
I also have a podcast called Sounds About Light. We're about to start Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2, which I'm very excited for.
I'm hungry for soup, and my soul is hungry for spiritual enlightenment, Sam.
Jordan, it sounds like you could use some chicken soup for the Doctor Who fan.
I need the prayer.
Please. How have you been, by the way? We haven't talked in a little while.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm spiritually unfulfilled. I have not let the light of the Doctor into my light in like 2 weeks. Can you please say the prayer for our congregation?
May...
Thank you.
4th is Star Wars Day, and that's when the next episode of And Also With You goes up on noisepace.xyz.
For the love of Christ, please say the prayer.
May your... This isn't a bit. This isn't a bit. I'm reaching for my cough drops. I don't like to podcast with a cough drop in my mouth, but I need to if I'm going to be able to fucking say this shit.
Yeah, thank you. That's fine. Do what you gotta do. We're all waiting.
There's that menthol. Or whatever.
There you go.
May your... Fuck. It's not a bit. It's not a bit.
I have trouble believing you. The boy who cried, I don't want to say the Doctor Who prayer again.
It's not a bit. Fuck.
I want to make my soup so bad, Sam.
Can I get it in post?
Can you what? Can you get it in post? No. We're staying here until you say it.
May your life flow like a river. May your days smell sweet as a rose. I don't know how I'm going to edit around this.
You won't. You're just going to make us... You're going to make our listeners listen to the whole goddamn thing.
No, nobody needs to hear this. May your... This is why I didn't want to record today.
But you went through the rest of the... You were fine for the rest of the episode until the prayer...
The Dayquil wore off.
I don't believe that the Dayquil would wear off precisely in the moment that you have to say the prayer.
May your life flow like a river. May your days swell sweet as a rose. May your nights be calm and still as a palm. May you be as lucky as an ace in a game of blackjack, Harkness, and may the doctor light your path through time.
Amen.
Bye.
See you guys. Bye.